It's a way of the Mr. Quickie, oh yeah. Anyone who's watched my videos for any amount of time knows that I'm not a fan of religious fundamentalists. But there is one thing that I admire about them, kind of. It's their honesty. Not their intellectual honesty or even their honesty in general, but their theological honesty and their unyielding devotion to holding the line. Holy books, specifically the holy books embracing the tribal war god of Abraham, are not made for people with a delicate constitution. They're not for the weak of heart or even those who might from time to time prefer moderation and or restraint. Fundamentalists are the people who embrace the extremes, the intolerance, the obscenity of the central figure featured in these holy books, and they attempt to emulate him in every way possible. But they also embrace the extremes of the theology, which time and time again have been called into question by history, cosmology, biology, reason, the moral achievements of the Enlightenment and secular West. And yet these people hold on with a vengeance to what is clearly understood by everyone else to be utter nonsense. Why? Because they're trying to be honest to the text, to which other believers say they're devoted, but whose actions demonstrate just the opposite. When Ken Ham and his devoted hamsters defend Noah's Ark and the impossibility of trying to get every species on Earth into a boat half the size of the Titanic, they're doing so because they're trying to be faithful to what the Bible says. For these folks, God said it, I believe it, and that settles it is not the mark of a mind lacking in curiosity. It's a preferred way of life. The same is true of the Muslims who throw homosexuals off tall buildings or dig a pit for a woman who will become target practice for those armed with the weapon as old as Moonwatcher. For these folks, prayer 5 times a day and a pilgrimage to Mecca is a genuine sign of devotion. But introducing a woman to blunt force trauma or a gay man to gravity will do just as well. Those fighting against evolution and attempting to portray the story of Adam and Eve as literal history are likewise honestly embracing the text of their holy book, which is entirely lacking in verses suggesting metaphor. Nothing is more important to Christians and Christian theology. If death is not the result of the very first humans taking the advice of a talking snake and preferring fruit cocktail to their God's instructions, then the entire thing falls apart. There's no need for Jesus at all, except God really does seem to like blood. As I've said on numerous occasions, a fundamentalist is simply a believer who knows how to follow directions. Unlike IKEA, God didn't rely solely on pictures. There are words, and the fundamentalists take those words seriously. Their honesty is admirable, at least in theory. But we'd all be better off with a little less of it. Thanks for watching.